Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another episode of The Professor's Picks, alongside in the co-captain's chair, the professor himself, Mr. Ken Golden of the Laser's Edge.
What's happening?
What's going on? How are you?
Well,
Slow week,
Memorial Day
holiday week
weekend.
here in the States.
Yeah, Memorial Day weekend. So that'll be nice.
Yeah,
And maybe things will slow down and I can relax a little bit. We'll see.
be nice, right?
It's been crazy without Jim here. It's been absolute lunacy. So
I'm sure you're making do, though, right? Everybody's getting their stuff, maybe a little slower, but yeah.
um yeah, I don't know. I tell you what, I'm working Sundays. So because we get that avalanche Monday starting Monday evening, you know, and it keeps going through the weekend. So I figured rather than looking at a mountain of orders on Monday, if I could do a little work in advance, pull the orders, whatever, maybe not scale them up, but at least pull them and pack them, then makes Monday much more, So if I put in 3 or 4 hours on let's say on a Sunday,
You're,
it's
you're an early riser, right? You can handle it.
I'm not an early, right?
I
You
know
know
that.
that.
I'm joking. I know.
Yeah, I'm not. I when I s-
Just so
when I
everybody
start.
knows, we used to record this show at like 10 or 10:30 in the morning on a Thursday. That doesn't happen anymore.
Oh no, I when I start when it be when I started out on my own doing this full time, I set the hours from 10 to 6. Our hours are from 10 to 6, and no 9 to 5 to me. I want that extra hour of sleep. So the post office closes at 6, so it's perfect. Yeah. So
Meanwhile, if you send Ken a text at like 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning, he'll answer you. He just
yeah, I
he just
might be
doesn't want
laying
to get
there.
out of bed. That's the thing.
Yeah, I'll be on my iPad, you know. So, trying to figure out which of Anthony's 4 albums are my favorite that day.
Got to
Something like
take part in the Facebook fun, right? Got to do
that. Absolutely, absolutely.
it. All right, what do you got for us this week? Any
All
exciting
right.
stuff?
Yeah, actually got a lot of stuff this week. I don't know what'll happen next week, but this week we're pretty good. So, no pre-orders this week. I did want to tell one quick story, which will spill into next week. So I think I was last week or the week before, I was holding up the test pressing for this upcoming release I'm doing from Agraelter.
Yep,
And I think that was last week that I was
yep,
showing it off.
yep.
And got contacted Friday evening from the factory that my vinyl was ready, which surprised me. But okay, great. So I figured I'll have it in a week or two. And Monday, I pay them. And what shows up on Tuesday was Agraelter vinyl. So we've got beautiful Agraelter vinyl. People see that?
Yeah,
And
that's some cover art, boy. Oof.
cool. So anyway, so this is this project that Kai Olsen put together with Matthias Olsen and Jonas Reingold and others. And we're going to start taking pre-orders for it next week. But I was very excited, played it. Man, it sounds unbelievable. CD sounds great too. We got this, I held it up last time. I'll hold it up again. Next week. This is for next week. I put up a picture of it on Facebook and people were asking me a lot of questions about it. So we'll start pushing to put a video out. Got all kinds of cool stuff in plans for that. So let's get to the regular crap. The regular crap. Here we go. Yeah, going alphabetically again. Ancient Bards, artifacts. So there were two versions. We decided to only bring in the 2 CD version. Female vocalist led power metal, very bombastic orchestral stuff. I mean, these guys are stealing from Rhapsody, vintage Rhapsody, like left and right. And it comes with a bonus CD instrumental mix. So I guess if you want to sing along or whatever, do karaoke, I guess you can do that. Not my thing, but boy, I remember when that first Rhapsody album came out. That was really something. There was nothing like it.
No, those first couple albums they put out were like so
Yeah,
over the top, and just, I mean, you can still listen to it today and think like, wow, for the
yeah.
time.
Remember they called it epic Hollywood metal.
Hollywood metal, yes.
I was like, what the fuck
Whatever
is
that means.
metal? I mean,
In other words, OTT, over the top metal. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, yeah.
My the Hollywood nonsense. Yeah.
So this was I know virtually nothing about this. Arapaces, Nucleus of Chaos. So they are a Montreal-based progressive hard rock band, female lead singer, very much a guitar-based band, and Derek Sherinian guests on it. That's what I know.
There you go.
So maybe somebody could fill in the blanks. It was just something that was made available to me by the distributor. I said, well, I'll bring in some copies.
Eric Porter, you listening?
Yeah. Eric Porter, actually, I think he's got this one now. EH3, Close to Nothing. So EH3 is, oh, I'm going to screw this up. I think, well, I'm saying Finnish, but they're probably Norwegian. Norwegian. They got to be Norwegian. They're Norwegian. Led by guitarist Erlen Helbo. This is all instrumental fusion. This album, as opposed to the last one, this one seems to have a bit more of like a blues feel in some of the songs. Just killer guitar throughout, just ripping guitar. They added keyboards on some of the tracks, and Brynjolf Blix, who played with Terry Ripdahl, and he was in Moose Loose. He plays Hammond organ on one track. But man, if you're a guitar fan, like Eric, you're gonna want this. Did you heard the last one? I think.
I believe so. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, last one was just straight fusion trio. This one, like I said, injected some blues into it, and it's just burning stuff. Really good. Next, we venture off into the gray zone. Peter Gabriel, Secret Santiago, recorded at Santiago, Chile. I think it was a TV broadcast from 1993, double CD.
Love how they even used the photograph from the official live album, right? Why not?
Yeah.
Deal from that.
Now, this next one, Pete, I think this one may have your name. Did I get it right with Kal-El?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It's quite
That
good.
was good, right?
Yeah.
Do you know this band Goya?
Yes. Their last
In the
album was very good.
in the dawn of November, man. This is like they're based out of Phoenix quartet. This was like really filthy stuff. I mean, this was
What
like,
label are they on now?
if you bear with me, I think Blues Funeral, I think.
Yeah, I'm trying to because I know I have their last one, but
I'm loading my home page, and Goya is on Blues Funeral.
okay.
So just buzz, sludgy, doomy, stoner rock. I mean, this is not subtle music. This is like a real kick in the balls. So um, that's your thing. We got it. Next.
And that releases in 2 weeks. So yeah, brand new. Brand new.
Okay. All right. So now we go in a totally different direction. Grace and Space. So this is a collaboration between Scott Heller, who goes by the name of Dr. Space. He's from Orson Space Collection, and some of the members of the Third Ear Experience, which is a US-based instrumental space rock outfit. And so it has a great name. It's called Flotospherophonica. I thought that was kind of cool. Now we head up to Canada. 4:30. Finding Time. 4:30. This is their first album in many, many years. I mean, I remember Rob LaDuca was bugging the shit out of me about their last album so that gives you an idea how long ago it was.
Oh, okay.
Canadian five-piece, very, very good female vocalist who goes by the name of Kyrie Vibrant. Is that her real name? I don't know. It reminds me a lot of District 97 with like little classic prog quirks to it. You know, you'll definitely hear a little bit of Gentle Giant in the songwriting. Very, very good stuff and some really impressive guitar work. So yeah, that was a very, very enjoyable listen. So all right, back in the metal world. Moonlight, Haze, Beyond. Very popular with with my customer base. Italian symphonic power metal, female lead vocalist. So, I mean, it fits the formula. So if you like that formula, Moonlight Haze.
I want it.
Actually, I kind of like the cover. So, but I haven't had a chance to listen to it, to be honest with you. Okay, we're going back to Norway. Moon Soon, East of Asteroid is the first release from a new Norwegian band. I hear a lot of similarities to Roger Waters and Pink Floyd, of course. In fact, Roger Waters' collaborator and producer, Ian Ritchie, plays sax and flute on this album. So, yeah, it's got a little bit of that spacey vibe to it, but I definitely hear like a Roger Waters thing going on. Motorcycle. Now, this may not be up on the website by the time the video runs. The story is that Motorcycle were signed to Rune Gramophone for most of the world, Stickman for Germany. Their deal was up, and they decided to self-release. And guys, you made a mess of this, so you can't get it. It came out on vinyl. It came out on CD. I don't know if I think maybe they sold out, but I ordered 50 copies. I got 10.
And
I don't have
that's
10.
brand new.
Brand new, self-titled, and I don't. I mean, I think I've got like 6 or 7 copies left, so it may not be up on the site. But as I said, it's kind of a slow week because of the holiday, so there may be 1 or 2 left by the time the video runs. I don't know what's happening. So all the regular distribution channels did not get it because they're starting from scratch. I reached out to them directly, and they didn't even respond to me. So one of the distributors I work with that was offering copies, I ordered, like I said, I ordered 50 copies, and they sent me 10, and I didn't get any vinyl. So, if I'm not going to say it's a buy or die because I haven't heard one note of this particular album. I think they're a great band, but if it's of interest, that should be the first CD you look for because I just don't have very many. The next one is clearly the buy or die of the week, at least in my opinion. The 5th album from Knax. Knax, I believe they are Greek. This is superb space rock. There are vocals on some tracks, very trippy. And what's really cool about them is that they kind of add this I wouldn't say Mediterranean ethnic influence. It's got like Greek flavor to it on some of the tracks. So it's really good balance and really, really good psychedelic album. And
The last one was really good.
This one, I thought the last one was really good. I agree. They haven't put out a bad album. This may be their best one.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I brought in a lot because we sold a lot of.
Yeah, I remember the last one did very well for you.
Yeah, and this is exceptional. Really cool cover too.
Yeah.
So, okay, what time is it? It's time for another Orson Space Collective.
Of course.
Why not? It's
Okay.
called A Lot of Hella Down in Estrella. It's a 2 CD set. The usual cast of characters. This is their 34th studio album. So they just keep on going. This one is a double CD. And if you like psychedelic space rock, I mean, basically they're a collective. The lineup changes a little bit. There's always new, fresh faces popping in and out, and long tracks. Very long tracks. And the CD always contains more material than the vinyl. And so I love it. I think it's great stuff. Pimlo Core, Norwegian, well, sort of a mix of fusion jazz rock and prog rock. A lot of sax on this album. I just read Eric's review he did for Sea of Tranquility, and he kind of got it. It's got a very produced quality. Maybe they need a little let loose a little bit more.
Yeah, I think it's a little slick and he wants a little more fire from them because they're great players. But yeah, I kind of
Yeah, it's good. I mean, it's good stuff. If you're into instrumental jazz rock, well, most jazz rock is instrumental. But look, Norway's on fire these days, right?
yeah,
So
oh yeah, yeah.
yeah, there you go. All right, totally different realm. We got Ronnie Romero live at Rock Imperium Festival. This is a CD DVD. This is on Frontiers. Ronnie Romero, he's part of that Frontiers machine. He sings. He was in Rainbow. Does Rainbow even exist anymore? Or is that done?
I think it's done. Yeah.
Done, right? So that was,
So
you
the
know.
Ferryman, he played with Michael Schenker, he sang with Vandenberg.
Oh yeah. Then there's a band
Gets
called
around.
the Ferrymen.
Yep.
Yeah, they they uh they find work for him. Frontiers finds work for
Elegant
him.
Weapons. He's with Richard
Yeah,
Walker from Judas Priest. Yeah, Ronnie is he's everywhere.
yeah. So this is a live CD DVD. Ah, vintage prog rock. Great cover, isn't it?
Yeah.
Think will give you a buzz. This is an authorized reissue of a very rare New Zealand prog album from 1976. Has a very much a British flavor to it. If you're into bands like Cressida, Spring, Fantasy, things like that, Gracious. Um, this is in that realm. It's got quite a bit of a melodic element. The I'm going to make an obscure comparison. They sound like another New Zealand band. You ever hear? I don't know if you know Dragon.
Yeah.
So they
Similar.
sound it sounded a bit like Dragon, and Dragon was an interesting band because they put out two really good prog albums, and they became like a pop band. But those first two Dragon albums were great. And Think will give you a buzz is very much cut from that cloth.
What year?
Last
What year was that from?
1976,
Wow, okay.
give you a buzz. Last new CD release for the week. This is such an odd band. The new one from Tusmork and Pakt med Naturen. Did you listen to it yet?
No, I just literally just showed up. I haven't even taken it out of the plastic yet.
Every album seems to be different.
Yeah, that's what's cool about them. You never really know what to expect at every album.
Well,
Just like, yeah, I like
if
them.
if you like Jethro Tull, sort of like songs from the woods, you'll dig this.
That's what this
It's
one sounds like. Wow. Okay.
very much, a lot of flute on throughout the whole album.
Nothing wrong with that.
Uh, I mean, there's an electric element to it, but it's like Norwegian folk meets Jethro Tull. Maybe you want to throw in like something like a Fairport Convention or something like that for good measure. So yeah, they're one weird band. You just can't nail them down.
No, that you can't do.
No significant restocks this week to mention. So uh, if there's something we're out of that you're craving for that we had and we don't have, shoot me an email, info@lasercd.com. I'll see what I can do as far as getting it back again. Remember, I'm working alone at the moment, so I'm doing what I could do. All
And,
right.
and that's all you can do, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I got a vinyl here. Got some good vinyl. Augusta Hogtid.
Yeah.
This is the first Augusta album. I love this album. It's been out of print for quite a while. This is a new. They're with Charisma. They signed with Charisma. So this is gold white smash vinyl, like kind of like a marble thing, gold and white. But I maybe this might be their heaviest album. Really Hammond oriented. I When I heard this album, I remember when this first came out, I was like, who the hell are these guys? This is unbelievable, and I think it's a great one.
It's a great catalog. Great
Yeah.
pick.
All right, we have that Monsoon East of Astro. We have that on vinyl. We have the Naxatress 5 on vinyl. So we have the Orson Space Collective on vinyl that I mentioned before. Now, again, this one doesn't have everything that's on the two CD set just because of the time constraints. We have another Orson Space Collective called Relaxing the Himalayas. This is one of their early albums that came out in 2014 that was, I believe, CD only, where they made something like 300 CDs. And then I think 2021, it might have gotten reissued. This is the first time it's out on vinyl, Relaxing in the Himalayas. We have the Pimlico on vinyl. We have Think on vinyl. And oh, one other thing about the Think, I should mention the CD has more material than on the vinyl is just a straight reissue, whereas the CD has some singles tracks, bonus tracks, and I think 2 or 3 demo tracks, unreleased demo tracks. So, but the vinyl is just a straight reissue. And in terms of like cheap shit for the week, I'm holding some stuff back for next week. Last week, I alluded to having Moon June overstocks. I made sure that I had them up on the website when last week's video aired, and customers availed themselves of it, and it's been a feeding frenzy. Having said that, I believe I still have every title that we brought in. I still have some quantity of each one because I brought in a lot of each title. So there's even like Alan Holdsworth Flat Tire, which I was only able to get 10 copies of it. I still have some. So anyway, there's a lot of great stuff in there. A lot of Indonesian fusion. Marcus Reuter, we have, I think, 4 titles from Marcus Reuter. Mark Wingfield. There's one album called Vendome where it's like, what, you don't even know what the hell it is until you look at it and you realize that he's a keyboardist and Tony Levin is the bass player. So there's some really good stuff there, and everything is $6. So people have been hitting that section and just pulling, which is cool. I'm just pulling them right out, and it went from 3 shelves down to 2 shelves, and they're in like small cardboard wallet size packaging. So that's the cheap shit for the week. Moon June overstocks. We will have some cool stuff next week, I think. And I don't know how busy next week will be, but there'll be stuff.
Time will tell.
Time will tell.
Time will tell.
So that's what we got for a holiday week. I think that's pretty good.
Okay. So lasercd.com is the URL. I will have that pinned down below in the comments section at the top, along with the entire list of everything Ken showed and talked about today. So go copy and paste. Hit lasercd.com today, over the weekend. Just let Ken rest a little bit. And remember,
Right? Buy a lot, buy often.
yeah.
And one other thing, I'm actually going to a show tonight.
Oh, wow.
So I had a choice. I could have seen Matteo Mancuso, but I'm not going to see him.
No?
I'm going to see the Freeform Funky Freaks.
Alrighty then.
Vernon Reid, Jamaluddin Takuma, and G. Calvin Weston. And the funny thing is, they're playing about 1.5 to 2 miles from Matteo. So if I don't like the show, we're all going to split and go see him.
Isn't Chad going to the Mateo show? I thought about going, but
I think so. I think he is.
Yeah.
So if you're in the area and you're going to be going to 118 North, well, actually, we're filming this in advance, so you missed out. Sorry, you missed out on a great show.
That's right. This was last night, everybody. Forget about it.
I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry. I was stupid. The whole thing was stupid. Forget I said any of this.
Maybe next week you can tell us about whatever show you want them going to, or both, or whatever. So
Yeah. So, all right, I'm going to try and relax and get some of my marbles back over the weekend.
There you go. That's always important to get the marbles. So thanks for watching, everybody. Visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube all together. all the damn time. What do we got coming up here this weekend? We've got Jamie Laszlo and the review crew happening tomorrow. So I think it's another new release week. I think, unless he's got some kind of theme going. I'm not really sure. So stay tuned for that tomorrow evening. And then on Sunday, ranking the albums, I will be doing Super Sister, Norwegian prog band, and George Lamy will be doing Conception. Great prog metal, power metal band. So you got a two for coming up this week. So stay tuned for that and more. For Ken Golden, I'm Pete Pardo. Happy shopping. We'll see you next week here on the Professor's Picks. Enjoy your long weekend. For all our friends here in the States, happy
Yes.
Memorial Day weekend.
Take care.